this section, we're going to be looking at equations of lines. There are three main forms that we're going to work with. The first form is called the standard form. It looks like this: ax plus by equals c. X and y are our x and y variable. A, b, and c are real numbers, with a and b cannot be both 0 at the same time. For example, we can have 3x plus 2y equals 10, we have 5x plus y equals 3. Point slope, this is the next form that we're going to look at, point slope form. This is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. x1, y1 are the coordinates of a point that the line passes through. So for example, if a graph of the line, this is the graph of the line, y minus 3 equals 4 times x minus 8. This line has a slope of 4. This is m. This is x1. This is y1. So it passes through this point 8, 3. So this line y minus 1 equals minus 3 times x minus 5. The slope is minus 3, and it passes through the point 5, 1. So this line y plus 2 equals minus 10 x minus 8. The slope is minus 10. The x coordinate is 8, and the y coordinate is, in this case, is minus 2. Notice it's a plus here. The point slope form has minus 1. So this is the same thing as y minus of minus 2. That's why the y coordinate is in this one is minus 2. Similarly, here for this one, this is a plus. So the x coordinate in this case is minus 4, and the y coordinate is 8, and the slope is 7. So let's look at this line. If the line has a slope 3 and it passes through this point 2, 5, then we can write the equation of the line. So y minus y1, which is 5, equals 3 times x minus 2. So this line has a slope of minus 3 and passes through point 2, negative 5. So this is x, y1 is negative 5, so that's minus 5 equals minus 3 times x minus 2. So this is the same thing as y plus 5 equals minus 3 times x minus 2. This line has a slope 2 and passes through the point negative 1, negative 1. So y plus 1 equals 2 times x plus 1. This line has a slope of negative 4 and passes through the point 1, 0. So y minus 0 equals negative 4 times x minus 1, or just y equals minus 4, x minus 1. Here's the third form of equations of line. It's the slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. M is the slope, and b is the y coordinate of the y-intercept. Y-intercept is wherever the graph of the line meets the y-axis. So this one would be 0, has the coordinate of 0, b. So for example, this graph, this line y equals minus 2x plus a. The slope is minus 2, and the y-intercept is 0, 8. The line y equals 4x plus 5 has a slope of 4, and the y-intercept is 0, 5. the graph of the line y equal 3x has a slope of 3. Y-intercept is 0, 0. So let's do this line has a slope 3 of y-intercept -4. The equation of the line then is y equal, this is our slope m and this is our b. So the line is 3x minus 4. So this line has slope 1 and y-intercept 3. So that's x plus 3. This line has a slope of -5, so that's y equal minus 5x, and intercept is 0, so you just leave it as 5 equals minus 5x. These three forms, each of them can be converted from one form to another. So for example, this one we can start with the point slope form and then we can convert it to slope intercept form. So this line passes through the point -4, 1 and slope 3. So with this information, we can use the point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. This is our slope, this is x1, y1. So then we get y minus 1 equals minus 3 times x minus 4. So that's y minus 1 equals minus 3 times x plus 4. And we can convert this to slope intercept form, which is y mx plus b. So we only want y on the left. So we can first, let's simplify this one. So -3x, -3 can be distributed into x and 4. -3x, -12. Then we can add 1 on both sides. We get y equal -3x minus 11. So this is the slope intercept form. With the slope being -3 and its y-intercept is 0, -11. And this was the point slope form. Let's work on this next one. The line passing through the point -2, 5 and having slope of -4. So we can start with the point slope form. So y1 is 5, slope is -4, and x1 is -2. So that's y minus 5 equals -4 times x plus 2. So let's now convert to the standard form, which is standard form is ax plus by equals c. So we want the term with the x and the y on the left. So let's start by simplifying. -4x and then -4 times 2, that's -8. So let's bring the x term to the left by adding 4x on both sides. So 4x plus y minus 5 equals -8. Now we can bring the numbers to the right. Add 5, so that get 4x plus y equals -2. This is the standard form. If we are given 2 points that a line passes through, we can use this formula to find the slope. So the slope is difference in y or the difference in x. So we can also write this equation as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So for example, we can use this line that passes through this point, -2 and 2, -4. So this could be a x1 y1 and x2 y2. So the slope then is -4 minus 2 over 2 minus minus 3, and the result is negative 6 over 5. Let's try this one. The slope that the line that passes through these 2 points, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So these are x2 y2, x1 y1. So that's 4 minus 3 over 0 minus 2. So this is 1 over negative 2, or negative 1/2. So for this point, these 2 points, 3, 5, and negative 1, 1, the slope would be 1 minus 5 over negative 1 minus 3. That's negative 4 over negative 5, which is 1. Here we are given 2 points that a line passes through, so we can find the slope by using the formula y2 minus 1 over x2 minus x1, x1 y1, x2 y2. So our slope is negative 4 minus 2 over 2 minus 3. It's minus 6 over 5. Then we can use the slope and one of the 2 points to do the point slope form. So y minus 2 equals negative 6 over 5, the slope that we just got, x minus 3. So for this one we can use either point, but here I choose the first point. Right. So this is negative 6 over 5 times x plus 3. So this is the point slope form. And now let's try to convert this to the standard form. So with fraction, usually helps to just multiply by 5 throughout the whole equation. Just basically multiply by 5 for the whole thing. So we get 5y minus 10 equal minus 6 times x plus 3. So the 5 and the 5 cancel out. So now let's simplify. Negative 6, distribute the 6 into both. So you get minus 6x minus 18. So now let's add 10 on both sides. Get 5y equal minus 6x minus 8. And we also want the x on the left side. So let's add 6x on both sides. So we get 6x plus 5y equals minus 8. This is the standard form. Let's work on one where we convert to the slope-intercept form. So we also given 2 points. So there are x1, y1, x2, y2. So let's find the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's 2 minus 3 over negative 1 minus 2. So that's minus 1 over minus 3. So that's 1/3. So let's use this first point again. So y minus y1 m times x minus x1. Y minus 3 equals 1/3 times x minus 2. So this is point slope form. So again, with the fraction, let's multiply 3 to the whole thing. So 3y minus 9 equals x minus 2. Now let's solve for y, because the slope-intercept form is y mx plus b, which is 1y on the left, right? So let's add 9 on both sides. 3y equals x plus 7. So let's divide everywhere by 3. So y equals x over 3 plus 7 over 3, or 1/3 x plus 7 over 3. This is the slope in the set form. If we are given a graph of the line, we can get a lot of information from it. For example, this line passes through the y-axis at this point, so that's the y-intercept. So that's 0, -1. And also the x-intercept is where the graph passes through the x-axis. So that's -3, 0. X-intercept. And the slope we can find because we can get 2 points, any 2 points from the line, and we can find the slope. So we can actually use the intercept in this case, these 2 points. So -3, 0, and 0, -1. So this could be our x1, y1, x2, y2. So we can find the slope using the slope formula. So that's -1 minus 0 over 0 minus 3, which is -1 over 3, or -1 over 3. So with the slope and 1 point from the line, we can write an equation, right? Using the slope-intercept form. Point slope form. X minus x1. So y minus y. Let's use this this point. So that's 0 equals -1/3 times x minus -3. So y equals 1/3 x plus 3. For this line, let's use these 2 points. So the first point is 0, 1, and the second point is 1, -1. So we can find the slope. So -1 over 1 minus 0. So that's -2 over 1. So that's -2. Now we can use point slope form. So y minus 1 equals -2 x minus 0. So y minus 1 equals -2x. Or we can also add 1, since it looks simple enough. Y equals -2x plus 1. This is the slope-intercept one. So from an equation of line, we can also find the slope and the y-intercept by converting this form into the slope-intercept form y equals mx plus b. So for example, in this case, we can start by minus x on both sides. So we get 2y equals minus x plus 7. Then we can divide by 2. So we get y equals -1/2 x plus 7/2. So this now we can, so this is already mx plus b. So the slope then is -1/2, and the y-intercept is 0, 7/2. So for this line, we can get started with -2x on both sides. We get 3y equals -2x minus 9. Then we divide by -3. So we get y equals 2/3 x plus 3. So the slope M is 2/3, and y-intercept is 0, 3. So this line y equal to x plus 1, so the y-intercept is 0, 1. And the slope is 2, so that's 2 over 1. So that's rise over 1, let's go up 2 unit. And then go to the right 1 unit. So this is our line y equal to x plus 1. So y equal minus 3x plus 3. The y-intercept is 0, 3. Slope negative 3. So negative 3, you can do either negative 3 over 1 or 3 over negative 1. Both are the same. So if you do the minus 3 over 1, that means the rise is negative 3. That means we go down 3 units. 1, 2, 3. And then run 1 unit to the right. This is y equals to negative 3x plus 3. There are two special lines, vertical lines and horizontal line. So vertical line has this form x equal a. For example, the line x equal minus 3 is a vertical line that passes through the x-axis at negative 3. And the horizontal line is a line of the form y equals b. For example, the line y equals minus 3 passes through the y-axis at negative 3. So let's try these lines. So y equals 4. That means the horizontal line that passes through the y-axis at 4. So that's the y equals 4. Y equals negative 1, so it's a horizontal line. Y equals negative 1. Y equals 2. This is the line y equals to 2. X equals 2. That means that's a vertical line that passes through the x-axis at 2. X equals negative 5, so this is, the x is negative 5. So line x equals 1. So let's find these equations of these lines. So this is horizontal line that passes through the y-axis at 3. So this is line y equals to 3. This is a horizontal line that passes through the y-axis at negative 2. So that's y equals to negative 2. This line is vertical, and it passes through the x-axis at 3, so that's x equals 3. This line is vertical, so that's x negative 4. So parallel lines and perpendicular lines. So parallel lines have the same slope. So if these two lines are parallel, that means they have the same slope. Both are negative 1/2. For perpendicular lines, the slopes has a product of negative 1. So multiply the two slopes, you get -1. That means they are perpendicular. So this line has a slope of 3. So if we want to find two lines that are parallel to it, that means the other two lines have to have the same slope. They have to have slope of 3 as well. So it could be 3x plus 4. Another line could be 3x minus 11. So these two lines would be parallel to this because they have the same slope, 3, 3, 3. So this line has a slope of 4. Let's use that. Let's say m1 is 4. So if we want to find two lines that are perpendicular to it, then we need to find a line that has a slope where if we multiply with this slope, you get -1. So we need to find this slope. So this is 4, m2 equals -1. So we can find m2 by dividing by 4. So m2 equals -1/4. So this would be the slope of the second line that would be perpendicular to this line. So we can, so 1 for x plus any intercept, right? Plus 5 or y equals -1 for x minus 7. So these two lines would be perpendicular to this line. So these two problems is a little bit more involved. So we want to find a line that passes through this point and parallel to this other line. So let's find the slope of this line first. Right, so 3x is 2y equals 7. To find the slope, we can convert that to the form y mx plus b, right, so that we can find the slope. So let's do minus 3x. So 2y for minus 3x plus 7. Then divide by 2. Y equal -3 half x plus 7 over 2. So that means the slope of this line is -3 half. This is called M1, the first line. So, and we want to find another line that passes through this point and parallel to this line. So since it's parallel, that means the other line, the slope of the other line is also -3 half. And now we get the slope and the point, right? So we can use the point slope form, right? So these are x1, y1. So y minus 5 equals, so our slope is -3 half x minus x1, which is 1. So this is that's the equation of the line that passes through this point 1,5 and parallel to this line. So this one is similar. We want to find a line, the equational line that passes through this point, but this time perpendicular to this line. So let's find the slope of this one. So we convert this equation to the form y mx plus b. So we can do minus 2x on both sides. So we get 5y equals minus 2x plus 4. Then divide by 5. So we get y equals to -2 over 5x plus 4 over 5. So the slope of this line is -2/5. And the line that we want is perpendicular to this line. So perpendicular means they multiply to give us -1. So let's find m2. So m1 is -2/5, so -2 for m2 equals -1. So here we can multiply by 5.5, -5.5 of the whole thing. So this is m2 equals to 5/2. So now that we have the slope of the line that we want, and we know the point is 3, 5. So this is x1 by 1. So y minus y1 equal m times x minus x1. So y minus y equal m, and our slope is the 5/2 x minus 3.